Well, we've gotten our turkeys taken care of. They're all settled and waiting to be cooked. But before we get started with those, I'm going to go ahead and start on our dessert, which is called Gooey Butter Cake. And you're going to love this recipe. It's so easy and simple to make. And once you taste it, you'll never, ever want pumpkin pie again. We're going to simply start with a yellow cake mix. And you can just use the brand of your choice, along with 1 stick of melted butter. And to that, we're going to add 1 egg. Now, you can't hardly get much simpler than that. And this is going to be our crust. And we're going to just beat this until all the cake is mixed and moist. All right, we're ready now. So we're going to just ease that up and kind of spin that off of our beaters. As you can see, our crust to our gooey butter cake is very, very thick. That's why I normally just stick it in a mixer and get done with it. Now, all we're going to do at this point is take our crust and lay it into our greased, prepared pan. And to make the spreading of my base a little easier, I'm just going to rub my hands in the pot that I had the butter in, and I'm just going to grease them up a little bit. You know, when I started making these wonderful little gooeys, I just used a very basic recipe of cake mix and eggs and cream cheese. But after a while, I got bored making them that way, so I got into the kitchen and I just played around and tested, and I bet you at this point, we probably make 50 different gooey butter cakes. Now we're going to move to our cream cheese filling, and I'm not even going to bother washing this mixer. We can use it just like it is. You can make your gooeys the morning of or the day before. I really prefer a fresh gooey that was just out of the oven the day of Thanksgiving. And you don't even have to refrigerate these, which is even nicer. We're going to start with our cream cheese and our powdered sugar. And we're just going to beat these 2 things together until they're fluffy. It really is so simple. And then we're going to slowly add another stick of butter. And remember, this is called gooey butter cakes. So we're going to add 3 eggs to the center. We're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. We're getting there. At this point now, we are at our original gooey butter cake recipe. Now is when we're going to make our changes. Today, because it's Thanksgiving, we're going to make pumpkin. And I'm using just a regular canned pumpkin. And we're going to just fold this into our cream cheese. And because this doesn't have any of your flavorings, I'm going to add a little ground cinnamon and a little nutmeg. Now, I go lighter on the nutmeg than I do the cinnamon because it's really a potent seasoning. And so at this point, this is when you change your flavorings. If you wanted to do blueberry, or if you wanted to do peanut butter, if you wanted to do cherry, peaches, whatever you want to do. But as I told you, this pumpkin is just perfect for Thanksgiving. And look how wonderful. See, you getting your pumpkin-y color now. So all we do now at this point is pour it onto our crust. In about 45 minutes, we're going to have the most wonderful pumpkin dessert you've ever put in your mouth. And we're ready to go into the oven. Our cooking time is up now on our gooey butter cakes, and they should be ready. And they are. They look just perfect. Now, normally I would let these cool for about 20 or 30 minutes, but I can't stand it. I'm going to go ahead and cut them now because I want y'all to see them. I'm going to just slice this, and I love to eat, and I can't eat a real big piece. So cut them to suit your preference. And these down here are a little bit bigger, so we'll give this end to the men. And I tell y'all, before I put them on the platter, I don't think anybody will know if I just sneak one real quick like. So I've just got to taste it because it's been a while since I've had the pumpkin. But look, look, look at that beautiful, beautiful, warm, gooey pumpkin. And I always top mine with a little fresh, sweetened whipped cream. And if you like, when you go to serve it, you can also just sprinkle it with a little cinnamon. Just dust your plate. I don't think anybody will notice if one little tiny piece is missing. It really is Thanksgiving.